Can I be honest with y'all? I did my first and what I believe quite possibly is going to be my last art festival earlier in July. I invested like a good $300 to $400 in the whole process of getting materials, like buying equipment, everything. And I walked away that day having made, I think, $27. I was very discouraged, very frustrated. And when I think back to that moment, I don't feel great about it. Well, I can't say I don't feel great at all about it, but the overall feeling is like, damn, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. For a couple of reasons. Like, this was my first time ever being an art vendor. And so I didn't know anything about what that really entailed, and I didn't know anything about this specific art festival. They were super organized. They kept all the vendors informed. Like, they were super helpful. So I don't have any issues with them as an organization. I think they did an excellent job. Now, it was in like Plymouth, Indiana. I live in Chicago. I don't know anything about anything that's beyond, because Chicago, if you don't know, borders Indiana. Like, depending on where you live, like, you could cross over state lines, like, no issue. But I didn't know anything about this area specifically. First off, it was like an hour away, which is fine. It might have been actually longer. I think it might have been an hour and a half or so. And so I didn't even realize that the time zone was going to change too, which you just wouldn't think that. And so I ended up being late, but it worked out and everything. But the thing that I keep thinking about is it was an art festival where a predominant amount of the vendors were not Black or people of color at all, which I don't necessarily care too much about that. But I also didn't realize the town itself and like the people that patronized this event were also not Black. And so I had a lot of weird interactions with people where they would ask me stuff like, did you draw this yourself? Did you make this yourself? And some of my art that I sold that day was like deep cuts about like Black culture, whatever, like the Angela Bassett setting the car on fire and waiting to excel. Like, it was stuff that if you don't know, you just don't know. And I don't want to sum up the whole experience as like, oh, I just felt racially outnumbered. It's not about that. I'm just not convinced it was for me. And we'll see what happens. As of right now, I don't think I'll do it again. But who knows?